Hello everyone, my name is Phawx. Once again, we're taking a look at the GPD Win Max. This time we're going to be taking more a look at an informational video. We're going to be updating the game control firmware. That's with regard to this switch right here. Let's see if we can get a focus on that sucker. There we go. So this switch, many people may not realize, is that when we are in the gamepad mode as we are right now, it actually is as if you were to plug in a USB Xbox 360 controller. And I also have highlighted the mouse right here as well, so that if we were to switch into mouse mode, you'll see that the 360 controller goes away and then the extra mouse is here. The other mouse is here is obviously the touchpad, which is always going to be present. And then if we switch back to gamepad mode, the 360 controller is going to come back. Now, there has been some talk on my Discord about people wanting the keyboard keys to have different characters. So very quickly, we're going to kind of show you what those are. So if I push any of these buttons, so the face buttons are the cursor keys. R3 is also the down cursor key. Down and up are the scroll wheel. Left is page down. You can see it right there. And then right is left cursor, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then L3 is end. So pretty much that's kind of all over the way. And then there's some other people that want these buttons to do something while that's in mouse mode. We're going to be going to a new firmware here. Initially I had asked Taki for this because he had it before me, and he graciously gave it to me. And then Yang from GPD also sent it to me. I'm going to be using the one that Yang sent to me, but I'm sure they're the exact same thing. The difference being for version 5.15 is that the analogs should no longer snap along the cardinals, and there's a few different tests that we're going to do there to kind of demonstrate what that's like. So now, as you can see, I have two versions here. When I first got my Max, I was sent version 5.14, which I used, and that had fixed the down button that was constantly clicking on here, and that's been fine ever since then. Now 5.15 has some other features, and we're going to kind of explore that, and I'm going to also try to see if I can switch between the two. So now that we've seen that, the other buttons that you can do, if we go to mouse tester right here, is obviously left click, right click, and we also have middle click, which is L2, and then R2 is the speed up function. I've been told that the speed up function is gone in 5.15, so we'll see what type of feature set we have there. Very quickly, we'll go into gamepad detection mode here in this little HTML5 tester. The reason I like this one a little bit is because the square, how this is as a square, we're also going to look at PPSSPP because that kind of shows you it, but you can see how it wants to stick along the north, east, west, south cardinals right here. So if I just kind of do this fast, you can see it's snapping, and it wants to snap along this axis, these two axes. Also here we can actually see the kind of dead zone. So if I just push a little bit, I'm actually pushing the D-pad right now. The dead zone is pretty small, but PPSSPP actually highlights it a bit more, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. The good thing with PPSSPP is that it also shows a ghost trail. Go ahead and maximize this. Controls, control mapping, test analogs. So now, if you take a look at this, when I just kind of move it around, you can kind of see that I'm basically just doing the extremes of this. Now, if I just do it a little bit, we can kind of see it highlights the dead zone a little bit more here. So this is version 5.14, and you can see that with this ghost trail, this kind of really exaggerates the problem, but it does show the problem. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at version 5.15, but I'm going to show you what you need to do to actually install that. So now the good thing about this is that GPD has had this functionality since the GPD Win 1, and this has been something that they have developed themselves or got. In any regards, there is a firmware that can be programmed to basically change this. So what we're going to go ahead and do is you have to hold down the Xbox button, which they've lovingly called the watermelon button, and why that's a kind of an inside joke on our forum, on our Discord. If you hold that down and then switch oh wait, you know what, let me go and open up the program first. That would be wise. We'll go ahead and run as administrator. Yeah, that's fine. All of this is okay. GPD updater. That's this, okay. I was wondering, I was like, why does it say GPD updater there? That's all fine. Okay. All right, so now we are here. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to hold down the Xbox button and then switch this over. Okay, and then here, now these will no longer work now that we're in here, okay? So you're going to want to click Update. And then we're going to test this, and then I'm going to see if I can downgrade afterwards. Okay, this is fine. At this point, you have to do a full shutdown. You can't restart. You have to do a full shutdown and then start it up again. So I'm going to pause and get ahead of that. Alrighty, we are now back in with 5.15, and now the right R2 button no longer speeds up. It's actually the Enter key now. R2 is the Enter key. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Let's go ahead and see. So down is now E, and this is in mouse mode. Up is Q, left is R. I don't like this at all. I preferred up and down here. What? Okay, so this is still WASD, and this is QERT. I kind of liked having this as the scroll wheel up and down. So maybe this is something that we can talk about. What about select? Select, Xbox start. These don't do anything. What about L3? L3 is J, and R3 is K. This seems to be like a kind of a setup just to kind of do for more key binding, for if you want to stay in mouse mode and do a bunch of key binding this way. So this is that. What about the face buttons? These are the cursor keys. So left click and, okay, oh, goodness gracious. Okay, and L2 is now spacebar. So yeah, this configuration seems to be a very Joy 2 key type of setup, so you stay in mouse mode and kind of have all of these keys available to you. Because then this mouse is here. I guess this is good for you know, MMOs, or basically just having this being as available as a mouse. That's interesting. I have some thoughts on here. I kind of want to combine different things, and what was going on over in the Discord I actually like a little bit more, so hopefully we can test along those suggestions. Let's go ahead and switch over to gamepad mode now that we got the mouse mode out of the way. So, oh yeah, look at that. That is considerably better now that the snapping is gone. I must admit, wow, that is hypersensitive. Okay, it kind of, look at that divot that happens right there. Does that happen? It does seem like the dead zone is minimized, but we can double check. Now look at that. Before, we were going out of bounds. We were making a full square, and now we're actually just doing a circle. Before, we were kind of like, it was a square, but it was like kind of chunked in. Interesting. Okay, so all buttons still work. Yep, Xbox button still works. All right, so let's go into PPS. PP. All right, we're gonna go here, and let's go over to settings. And we're gonna go to controls, control mapping. We're gonna go test analogs. Okay, so the dead zone size inside PPSP seems to be the same. Actually, it seems to be a little bit larger. We'll have to double check. But for sure, yeah, like, I mean, like, there is no snapping anymore. Yeah, there is no snapping anymore. So basically, from my point of view, is this particular snapping. I'm going to actually use this. I'm going to try to play around with this. I'll launch Doom and actually play with it and give you my feedback. You know, I think I might actually have Doom installed right now. Alright, just trying out Doom real quick. It does feel significantly better. Also, I've actually increased my horizontal, both the keyboard, the analog stick sensitivity. It is actually better. I didn't think I cared about the snapping too much because I was using it so often, but yeah, it's significantly better. All right, so then the only thing that I have to do, I just asked the Discord right now. I'm going to be uploading this video in a second, but I'm going to propose another set of changes to the mouse mode setup. Hopefully we can get that done. And then being able to switch between whichever one you wanted, whatever would be ideal. Anywho, that's the new controller firmware with the less snapping and then also the new mouse mode. See if we can get that updated again. Anywho, guys, as always, thank you for your time, and thanks for watching.